Picture this. You're running the customer service desk at a company called Fabricam, and a customer asks about a package being handled by your third-party logistics partner, Northwind Traders. You need to ask Northwind's AI for shipping updates, but you don't have the keys to their internal systems or databases. So how do your two AI agents actually talk to each other? Well, if you're preparing for the AB620 exam, this is a core scenario you absolutely need to master: building cross-platform multi-agent solutions using the Agent2Agent protocol. Let's dive right into how this works.
Think about what happens when you hand off a complex task to a trusted business partner, like a BPO. You give them the instructions, right? And then they figure out how to get it done using their own internal expertise. In plain English, that is exactly what the Agent2Agent or A2A protocol does. On a technical level, A2A is just an open standard designed specifically for agent-to-agent delegation across different platforms and organizational boundaries. Now, for the AB620 exam, there's a phrase you need to burn into your memory: opaque reasoning. When your Copilot Studio orchestrator delegates a task to an external A2A agent, like Northwind's tracking AI, that external agent manages its own tools, its own logic, and its own reasoning completely independently. From your point of view, how they reach the answer is a black box. It's totally opaque. You give them the input, they handle the process, and they hand you back a reasoned output. So how do these agents actually introduce themselves in the first place?
You know when you go to a networking event and you hand out a business card so people know who you are and what you do? Well, in the A2A world, agents do the exact same thing using something called agent cards. Technically speaking, an agent card is a JSON discovery document. It acts as a digital introduction, telling your Copilot Studio orchestrator the external agent's name, its purpose, what it can do, and exactly how to reach it. This card is published at a very specific URL path, which usually ends in /.wellknown/agent.json. Here is the crucial takeaway for your exam prep. When you drop a partner's endpoint URL into Copilot Studio, the system goes out, finds this agent card, and automatically populates all the connection details for you. It's basically plug and play. You really don't have to configure all those tiny technical details manually. But what happens when an agent needs to remember something you told it 5 minutes ago?
Imagine calling your bank, getting disconnected, calling right back, and having to repeat your whole life story to a new rep. It's incredibly frustrating, right? To stop that from happening, customer service systems use ticket numbers. A2A uses a very similar concept called a context ID. Context IDs are the magic behind maintaining conversation continuity across different agent boundaries. When a user's interaction involves a lot of back and forth, what we call multi-turn interaction, the context ID ties every single delegated task back to that same ongoing session. Because of this ID, the external agent actually remembers the earlier parts of the conversation when it's generating its next response. It makes the whole interaction feel totally natural and seamless. All right, now that we've got the basics down, we need to compare A2A to another major protocol that's definitely going to show up on your test.
If you're studying for the AB620 exam, you absolutely have to understand when to use MCP versus when to use A2A. Think of MCP, the Model Context Protocol, as giving your own AI a brand new set of power tools. Your orchestrator is firmly in the driver's seat. It decides exactly which tool to pick up and how to use the data. A2A, on the other hand, is like hiring an external contractor to do the job for you. The biggest differentiator here is orchestration. With MCP, your orchestrator puts together the final output. But with A2A, remember our key word, the external agent uses its own opaque reasoning. Also, multi-turn support is pretty limited in MCP, but it is fully supported in A2A thanks to those context IDs we just talked about. So the rule of thumb is, choose MCP when you need total, fine-grained control. Choose A2A for cross-organization collaboration where the partner's agent brings its own brain to the party. But wait, what if your partner just gives you a standard web API? Let's clarify that boundary next.
Say your partner has a simple API that just spits out a database record. For that, you just use a standard HTTP connector. It's kind of like asking a librarian to hand you a specific book off the shelf. A2A is completely different. A2A is like asking a research assistant to read that book, understand it, and summarize the key points for you. When you use an HTTP connector, you call an endpoint, and you get raw data back in one single request. When you use A2A, you are conversing with an agent. You get an intelligent, agent-generated response complete with multi-turn conversation history. This layer of actual reasoning is exactly why Fabricam uses A2A to talk to Northwind traders. Northwind isn't just handing over a raw tracking number, its AI is interpreting partial tracking data, maybe figuring out weather delays, and then giving the user a contextual answer. So how do we actually wire this up in the system?
Setting this up in Microsoft Copilot Studio is incredibly logical, and honestly, you should memorize this simple 4-step flow. First, you hit Connect to an external agent, select Agent2Agent, and paste in the partner's endpoint URL. Step 2 is completely hands-off. Copilot Studio hits that endpoint, auto-discovers the agent card we talked about, and pulls in the agent's name and description. Step 3, you have to refine that description. We'll get into exactly why that's so important in just a second. And step 4, you lock it down by configuring your authentication. It's a really clean setup process, but step 4 hides a massive security requirement. Let's talk about authentication.
When you're making A-to-A connections in Copilot Studio, you have 3 authentication options. The first one is None. Now, listen closely for the AB620 exam. None is a trap. It should literally never be used in a production environment. It is strictly there for your sandboxes or local dev testing. The second option is an API key. This is a shared secret that gets passed along in a specific HTTP header like xNorthwind key. And the third is OAuth 2.0. This uses standard token-based authentication and is what you'll use for those complex enterprise setups that require client IDs and secrets. Just a quick pro tip, whenever you're dealing with API keys and secrets, treat them like gold. Never ever hardcode them directly into your topics where they could accidentally end up in plain text logs. Okay, let's jump back to step 3 of the setup. Remember refining the description? Let me show you why that is the most critical configuration choice you'll make.
If you just tell your AI, hey, this external agent handles shipment queries, your AI is going to take that literally. It's going to try and send every single shipping question over to that external agent, even if it's for an order your own company fulfilled. You see, the orchestrator in Copilot Studio relies entirely on the text description you provide to figure out routing. If your description is vague, your routing is going to be an absolute mess. So your goal here is to be specific, distinct, and highly action-oriented. Instead of a lazy phrase like handles shipment queries, you need something hyper-specific like handles live shipment tracking for orders fulfilled by Northwind traders, including current status. Boom. You just created a clear boundary. Now the Copilot Studio orchestrator knows exactly when to hand off to Northwind and when to just handle the question internally. But of course, once you write that description, you have to prove that it actually works.
Testing your new A2A connection is basically like being a QA inspector on a factory floor. You can't just test one perfect shiny product and go home. You have to test the weird, broken, and unexpected stuff too. Inside the Copilot Studio's test canvas, you absolutely have to test multiple prompt variations. Yes, of course, test the prompts that should route to the A2A agent, like where is my Northwind order? But it is equally crucial to test prompts that should not route to the A2A agent, like how do I update my billing info? You've also got to throw edge cases at it, like vague questions simply asking, where is my package? If a purely internal question suddenly gets routed to your external partner, it's a giant red flag that your agent description from our last slide just isn't tight enough. But what if you hit a real roadblock? For the AB620 exam, this troubleshooting table is absolute gold. Let's walk through the logic here. If no delegation is happening at all, the orchestrator just isn't routing the task. The fix? You guessed it. Go back and refine that agent description. What if the agent card isn't discovered during setup? The endpoint URL is probably wrong. A great trick here is to manually type the /well-known /agent.json path directly into your web browser to see if the file even exists. And if you start getting really unexpected, weird responses from the A2A agent, it might actually be because the full conversation history is confusing it, which actually brings us to a massive fundamental architectural question about that history.
I want you to really stop and think about this for a second. What is actually sitting inside that conversation history? By default, the Copilot Studio orchestrator is incredibly helpful. It bundles up the full conversation history from your current session and sends it over to the A2A agent to keep that multi-turn context alive. But imagine our Fabricam customer had typed in their highly sensitive bank account number or employee ID 5 minutes earlier. When they finally ask about their shipping delay, that full history, including the sensitive banking info, gets bundled up and shipped off to a completely different third-party organization. Northwind Traders absolutely does not need your bank details to track a cardboard box, but they just receive them anyway. And this is exactly why responsible use and data governance are your final non-negotiable steps before you ever take a multi-agent solution live. You have got to review how session history is handled to ensure you aren't accidentally leaking sensitive business data. You must verify that any data you do share perfectly aligns with the data processing terms you signed with that partner. And finally, if your delegation is high stakes, like an external agent that actually has the power to authorize a refund,
You have to build in human oversight. There needs to be a clear escalation path to a real live human being the second that AI gets confused. So before you hit publish on your next explainer project, just ask yourself, have I scoped my description tight enough? Is my auth locked down? And most importantly, have I protected my users' data from taking an unnecessary trip across the internet? Keep those in mind, and you'll crush both your deployments and the AB620 exam.